What's going on, everybody? I'm Aaron.
Hey, and I'm Will, guys.
This is my good friend and author William H. Grimmsley, who has just produced this masterpiece. The Keeper Chronicles, Tome of Knowledge. This is the first book in your Keeper Chronicles series?
Yes, it is.
Tell us a little bit about it.
This story is something that's been in culmination since I was in high school. I've rewritten it about, I think this is the third iteration, but I love the way I have it set up now. And apparently, a lot of other people do too that have read it so far. It centers on this young prince that was orphaned when he was a baby. And he was adopted by this Relithian king named Root Yorn Avenon. I know that's a mouthful, but Root for short. Root is a Relithian, which is a mixture of two races. Most of the time, whenever you have fantasy stories, you have staple races: elves, dwarves, ogres, trolls. Well, my ogres, they're not Shrek by any means, but they are very intelligent, but they still look kind of beastly. But they have their own culture, their own cities, their own way of life. So hundreds of years ago, which you find out in the book, there's a little explanation on how the Relithians came to be. They're half ogre, half human. But as time's gone on, of course, the ogre blood dissipates a little more and more because they, mate with other humans or different other races sometimes. But the story of how the Relithians originated was it was a wanderer soldier was wandering about, and he came across this scuffle between this ogre woman and three vagabonds who were trying to rob her and possibly rape her. So he ends up going to town and murdering all three of the bastards, and she didn't have any money to thank him, so she made him dinner and they fell in love, and the rest is history.
Nice.
But Creon is the main character. He gets adopted. No one really knows where he came from. He's not a Relithian. He's not an ogre. He doesn't look like any other humans that are out there. He's well built, muscular naturally. He's got long auburn hair. He's a fair height, maybe a little bit over 6 feet tall.
Okay.
But he's still short compared to Relithians, because Relithians are about 6'5" and up, even the women.
Wow.
Some of the women though are they're 5'11", but they're considered like really short in their culture. The Relithians, they're not like big hulking people. They're just normal people, but they're just taller.
Yeah.
But think of Rolieth, its whole empire. I envisioned, especially for the capital city, Pindris, Prague, in Eastern Europe.
Okay.
A lot of terraces, Gothic architecture. That's what I saw envisioned whenever I came up with Pindris. But basically, the story is about Creon and his journey to find himself. It's a little cliche to a point, I admit, but I believe the way I present it is very fresh.
That's awesome. So, how is your story a little bit more different than, say, the traditional fantasy trope of, a group of heroes going out to save a kingdom or save the world from this dark force? But you also, so to get back to my question here, what do you bring to the table that's different?
Well, I keep you on the edge of your seat constantly. I will keep you guessing. I will keep you asking questions. And then once you think you found out the answer to that question, it leads to more questions. So it's going to keep you guessing. That's something I always love to see in films and when I'm reading or when I'm playing video games.
Definitely.
I love something that keeps me engaged. And a lot of people today with technology, they don't really read as much as they used to.
Yeah,
So
I'm guilty.
You need
Very
something
guilty.
that's gonna, grab hold and pull you and keep you there. I've had a couple of my fans already read the whole book already, and they are chomping at the bit for more. So please be patient with me, because I'm getting it out there. I'm working on book 2 already.
So have you decided how many books are going to be in this, or is it just kind of like George R.R. Martin where you're still at, like, I want to add more?
I know there's going to be at least 3 in the series. Might be 4 or 5, depending on how I map things out. I've got content generated in my brain and notes for at least 2 more books so far.
So another thing I want to ask is, like, do you have a favorite character, or are they all just kind of like your children where you don't really have a favorite, but it's like...
I gotta say, Creon, I poured a lot of myself into that character with my struggles with depression in the past few years. There's a darkness that's inside Creon that he doesn't know where it comes from, and he's struggling with it on a daily basis. So I think I connect with that character the most. I do like a lot of the other characters I've created. I've kind of based them loosely off of people that I know. And more characters that I will introduce later on will actually be based off of people that are very close to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd have to say Creon, I wouldn't say he's my favorite per se, but he's
personified you in a way.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I love it when an author really puts themselves into a character.
Yeah.
You can tell when the main character is really fleshed out to be that author. That the story means a lot to that author.
Oh yes.
So let's talk about the cover art a little bit.
Okay.
Explain it to us.
Okay. Well, the
Here, I'll give
scene
a good
is a
close-up real quick.
simple shot of a lady's face, and she has crescents in her eyes. Those are not a reflection. I kind of went Naruto on this, but when I was envisioning these certain set of people, which I won't reveal what they are exactly, they have connections with celestial bodies such as planets, moons, etc. And her name is Azariel. You will get introduced to her in the first book. She's a very mysterious figure, and I don't really give you a lot to go on with her yet, but of course I give you just a little, keep you yearning for more. So
Yeah, you give us just a little taste, and then after that...
But she is a very key and integral part to what happens in the first book.
So I will say, and this is me speaking from reading the stuff you had sent me before the book was published.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really got a chance to dive into this because I was working on our good friend Ari Nova's book Spark.
Yes, I'm almost done with it finally.
I'm
Sorry,
still
Ari.
working on that. Yeah, I am a terrible reader. Like I have to be like in the mood to read, and that's really what slows me down. But from what I've read, your stuff is captivating, man. I mean, you really paint the story so well that I can put myself in there, much like what she does.
Yeah, that's the kind of writing style I like to do, is paint a picture, give you enough details to what I envision it as, but I leave it open to interpretation so you can create your own image in your mind on what it would look like.
See, and I like that. I like that you're giving the reader a chance to put themselves into these characters.
Yes. That's why I like doing third person, because it's almost like you are there witnessing it.
Exactly. Now, if you wouldn't mind, I would like you to read an excerpt.
Sure.
Your own choice, whatever you feel like picking up. You don't have to tell us where it comes from. Just give us kind of a quick synopsis, or not synopsis, but give us a line that you feel.
Okay, I'll read a page or two.
All right.
The tension was so thick in the great room that it could be cut with a knife. The Keeper's arrival was imminent. A large single door hissed open and receded into its slot within the wall. A group of several figures entered the large and round room in a rank and file manner. Men and women, clad in flowing hooded robes, hurriedly gathered around the arc of a circular table whose center was hollow. Worry claimed their hearts, for they knew ill tidings were synonymous with the coming of the Keepers. The fear was evident in many forms. Shuddering of breath, nervous tapping of fingers, and the constant twitching of heads, desperate to find something distracting enough to focus upon, were observed. The gentle but low glow from the room's light provided no comfort, casting long shadows across the space. Panic reared its horrid head. "How long must we wait? Do any of you understand why we're here?" one hooded man asked at length, his throat corded with fright. "No one knows for certain. Speculation has reached my ears. As I am sure you've heard the rumors, one of us have..." A woman whose voice strained from breaking began to answer. Her words were cut off by a sudden occurrence. Within the hollow of the table, a visible ripple, like that of a pebble striking a puddle, spread vertically in the air. An unseen force pulled harshly at everything, drawing all toward the ripple. The adverse effect occurred immediately afterward. The force jettisoned everything away from its source. Those gathered braced themselves, but some nearly lost their grip and were buffeted by a jarring sensation. The room grew deathly silent. Then a literal rip in the air appeared, precise and ever-growing. A dark and seemingly formless hand slowly grasped from within the rip. A terrifying yet wondrous form emerged. Glimmering points of light twinkled inside the tear as the creature manifested. A peculiar humming sound reverberated throughout the room as the tear closed. The group's fear rose to near shock as they beheld the Keeper. Its overall form resembled a man's frame, but looked more like a living shadow. Features such as hair, eyes, a nose, and mouth were easily visible despite its inexplicable composition. At times its body seemed to flicker and fluctuate like a campfire. Closer examination of the body revealed a resemblance to smoke. 2 horns curved along its scalp and wings similar to a dragon slowly unfurled from its shoulders. Its eyes and mouth, when opened, shone like bright white starlight. "There is one among you, one who has broken a most sacred law. This defiance of obedience shall not be tolerated. Come forward now, and your punishment shall not be as severe," the Keeper decreed slowly. His voice was deep, monotone, and motionless. "What if no one comes forward, my lord?" one woman asked carefully. "I am no lord," the Keeper growled. It turned its gaze toward the woman. Before she could even complete her thought to reply, an unseen force collided with her, sending her reeling violently into the far wall. Her body lay crumpled where it fell. Dread rose swiftly across the room. "I mean no disrespect, Keeper, but I am also curious. I believe she worried of our fates, those of us who are innocent," a brave spokesman addressed carefully. He met the Keeper's unwavering gaze and awaited a reply. The others cringed when the Keeper shifted to answer. If there are indeed those who have no knowledge of or share no affiliation with the guilty, then you have but one choice. Abdicate your station and power, or cease to be," the Keeper retorted stonily. "You would destroy us all to find the one responsible?" the spokesman queried further. The rest of the table's occupants flinched once more as the Keeper drew closer. "Corruption has corroded this place. It is far too late for absolution. It must be cleansed. I offer you your lives. Mercy is a boon we rarely bequeath. If you wish to prove your innocence, then do so by relinquishing your power here," the Keeper stated. It scanned the room, and most cowered when its gaze fell upon them. The brave one waited a moment before resuming. "I believe I speak for us all, but we shall abdicate. Will you allow us to choose where we desire to go?" The Keeper loomed there, contemplating the request. The silence became quite uncomfortable. Then it finally spoke. "I shall allow this. Our business here is concluded. You may go." Most of the group scurried toward the exit, save for 2 who remained at either arc of the table. Few approached the motionless body near the wall, but the one furthest away from the Keeper assured he'd see to her body. The room fell silent once more. All that remained were the Keeper, the spokesman, and the one across from them. "Is there something you wish to discuss further?" the Keeper queried. "Can we trust your word, Keeper?" the man furthest away brazenly asked. "I could end you here and now if you so desire it," the Keeper challenged. "Of that I have no doubt. But no, I don't want to die just yet," the brazen one replied calmly as he made his way toward the fallen woman. The Keeper made a sound similar to a grunted scoff. and open another tear in the air. "We shall meet again," the Keeper warned as it entered the rift and vanished. The brave spokesman turned his attention to the Brazen One. He watched the Brazen One collect their fallen comrade from the floor. He sighed, thinking about the harsh way she died. A very undignified way. He called to the Brazen Man as the door hissed open. "So, where shall you go?" "Haven't decided." "What about you?" the Brazen One asked in return. "Perhaps forest, so I can listen to the Ents babble on about their days as saplings," the spokesman responded with a smile. Quaint." "Say," the spokesman began. The Brazen Man asked. He turned his head back toward the table. "Did something seem off about the Keeper?" the spokesman queried. He stared ahead into the table's hollow. "What do you mean?" the Brazen One wondered. Nothing. Never mind," the spokesman said dismissively. "Very well, suit yourself," the Brazen One scoffed as he walked away. The spokesman remained alone in the great room for a time, pondering how severe the situation was. There had not been a cleansing in a very long time. What sacred law did the culprit break? Why was it committed? Who did it and to what end? Many more questions followed, and all the while he continued to leer at the area where the Keeper had been.
That is just, you got me to the point now where I'm just going to pick this up now and just continue reading. But, guys, there are no words. I mean, other than the fact that this is probably going to be a great series of books. I mean, not probably, it is. Probably was the worst word to use there, but I mean, it is literally, you're on the edge of your seat the entire time. So, Will, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
This is probably going to be a new series we're going to do, so we wanted to have Will on as our first guest. Unfortunately, Katie couldn't be with us today, but, you know, his book, I wanted it to be the first thing we talked about with this new thing we're doing. So, Will, how can they get a copy?
Well, you can go to the official Facebook page. It's the Keeper Chronicles Official on Facebook.
There'll be a link down in the description and probably popping up here.
I have, right now, I'm using PayPal. It comes directly to me, so you can trust me with your money. And I ask that you're patient with me because I do not have a credit line established yet with my printer, so I have to get the funds up to order a certain amount because they won't let me order one or two at a time. So I also have ebook available as well, so if you want that instead of a physical copy, that the option is open to you as well. Physical copies are $20 and ebooks are $12. I appreciate all the support I've gotten so far, and look forward to meeting you guys out. Pending soon, I'm going to be opening up some channels of conversation about setting up some events in town, and to where I could do some book signings and meet and greets and all that. So if you don't like the Keeper Chronicles Official, please do, and share it as much as possible. And again, I appreciate it.
Links will be down in the description below. You ought to talk with Universal Nerd. They're pretty good about getting some stuff spread.
All right, good idea.
I'll talk with Omar since I'm kind of in with him. You know.
Okay.
Plug. But anyway, thank y'all for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Go check out Keeper Chronicles Official. Again, the link will be down here, probably from the time that he talked about it till the end of this video.
In the nether regions.
Yeah, in the nether regions. Thank you. So anyway, thank y'all for watching. Click on that bell icon and we'll see you in the next video.